Do you want early access? Do you want uncut reactions? If so, then check out our Patreon. Link in the description down below. Hey everyone, there is currently a lot going on right now, and we're not able to discuss it, but just know that channel might slow down for a little bit here soon. Not sure if it will, not sure if it won't, but just in case it does, I figured you all should be aware of that. Anyway, Obi-Wan Kenobi, we are now on the final episode. I have to say, thus far, this series has been mediocre, if I'm being honest. It has been very mediocre, a bit lackluster compared to what I know this franchise is capable of. And I feel like nothing, I'm not going to say it's impossible to recover, but at this point, I'm hoping they go out with all guns blazing on this, because if this is the last episode of Obi-Wan Kenobi that we get, I know there's talk of them making a season 2 already, but I don't know. I hope that they go out on a high note here, and we at least smile with what they do. Either way, I guess let's go ahead and dive right into it. This is Obi-Wan Kenobi, Episode 6. Here we go.
Something you want to say?
I have something to say.
Wait your turn. You can have what's left when I'm done.
I'm looking for a farmer named Owen.
Motivator shot. Power couplings are bad.
How much time do you need?
More than we have.
That's kind of what I was thinking. More than I got. I'd be like, if you know some way to give us more time, you better be doing it. That's all I got to say.
Owen, there's something you need to know.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, you forgot to do that.
Forgot to dismiss the alarm for the kitty.
Uh-oh, he's coming over here like...
Yeah, you already had your supper. No.
Do I get more?
No, you don't get extra. No. Did you hear him?
Yeah.
No, you had your supper. You don't need extra.
But Dad...
I just forgot to turn the bell off. I'm sorry.
You must promise me that you'll get her home, Hodja. You have my word. Although I know the word of a liar and a fake Jedi may not mean much to you. It's good enough for me.
That's better than nothing.
You proved you're not a total douchebag, so...
Yeah.
How did she know I was here?
No, all I know is she's coming. Ben is gone.
What is that?
We need to leave, bro. We need to take Luke and hide somewhere.
Where? In the desert? I'm not leaving my home.
Baru, what are you doing?
We both knew this day might come.
Oh, cycler rifle.
You have no idea how much that's not gonna work.
Also,
It's a horrible, horrible plan.
yeah, also, Baru, to my knowledge, was never much of a fighter. She was, again, if this is plot development and character development, to sort of see Baru in a different light, okay. It never struck me, well, again, they would have to have arms in some way for, like, protection, some guns to help protect themselves in some way.
I mean, I guess if they live in the desert of Tatooine, like, they occasionally might have sand people wander too close to their house and stuff and have to scare them off, so...
Well, yeah.
Makes a little bit of sense that they probably know how to shoot. They probably got, like, some animals and, strange fauna and stuff that they occasionally have to run off from their farmland and everything. But I don't think they're gonna be able to hit a Sith with
No.
blasters.
Unless one of those is buckshot.
Apparently that was the thing some of the Mandalorians did, is just use regular ass guns. Somebody made a parry this, you filthy casual meme. With the...
Rogue kind of found it before we got out. She would have wanted you to have it.
Again, the fact that she died, she could have passed away in front of Leia and had a much greater impact on Leia as a character. Instead, she died and she would want you to have that. No! Wasted opportunities.
It's empty.
Well, I wasn't going to give you a blaster, Leia.
Come back.
I promise.
It's not about us.
you and him. Just keep them safe. Keep yourself safe too.
May I commission, please, in the next, if they ever do this again and that character returns, let him have a younger brother, and that younger brother be played by Grizzy? Please. I think that'd be awesome, and I think Nelson would most certainly be down for that.
We're tracking an escape craft. There's one life form aboard.
My lord, we must continue our pursuit of the insurgents. We cannot prioritize one lone Jedi.
He is not just any Jedi. Follow Kenobi.
At once, Lord Vader.
You have a fucking TIE fighter, Vader.
Yeah, that's the thing. He could literally order continue the pursuit. I will.
In fact, that sounds
Kenobi
exactly like something he would have said. Back,
yes,
like in,
I will pursue Kenobi alone.
It's like, continue to pursue the insurgents. I'll go after him myself.
I will follow Kenobi alone. All of a sudden, Kenobi sees the lone TIE fighter coming in behind him. He's like, "Oh shit! I didn't think that through."
Stay in here. If anything goes wrong, you know what to do. You run.
Prepare my ship. I will face him alone.
He's just thinking the exact same thing we were just talking about, probably. He's like, what the fuck did you just do that? No!
He's like, God,
the Grand Inquisitor's like, it's like, I'm not going to say it because I don't want to be force choked, but...
I like this job. I like this job. I like this job. I like this job. I hate my boss. I hate my boss. I hate my boss. He's fucking stupid. Oh. Hey, Lola.
Even if he didn't have a TIE fighter, he could have went after him in that thing.
Yeah, exactly. I mean...
It's not as maneuverable, but he still could have followed him in it.
Have you come to destroy me, Obi-Wan?
I will do what I must.
Then you will die.
I do think whoever they have on their lightsaber choreography team is at least doing a pretty decent job.
Yeah.
Your strength has returned, but the weakness still remains. And that is why you will always lose.
You really love the boy.
I guess we just have to go under the assumption that she didn't really come here to kill them. Again, isn't there the whole thing where they can sense each other through the Force?
Yeah, Vader would have sensed that easily.
At least he sensed that. Ooh! Ooh. Hell yeah.
Shot. Okay.
That was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Ooh! Ooh, damn.
Uh-oh. Ooh!
Anakin's gone. I am what remains.
I'm sorry, Anakin. For all of it.
I am not your failure, Obi-Wan. You didn't kill Anakin Skywalker. I did. The same way, I will destroy you.
Then my friend is truly dead. Goodbye, Darth.
Obi-Wan! Obi-Wan!
I think that's probably the best part of this whole show.
Right there, the split helmet showing the duality of Anakin Skywalker and Darth Vader worked very, very well there.
I like the voice too. Like I
Oh,
like
yeah.
how his voice modulator got damaged, and so we had actually Hayden Christensen's face, like in voice.
Yes.
Like very cool because we never got to hear Darth sound like that before. You know,
No.
Like we either heard Anakin before Darth Vader or post Darth Vader transformation. You know,
Yeah.
and that was neat to see the scream, like, you know, compared to no, that was way cooler than no, obviously. Like much better.
Obi-Wan!
The only thing I don't like about the scene is Obi-Wan seemed like he had reconciled destroying Darth Vader if he could. And then he just walked away when he had the chance to end him right there.
I don't know.
I think that he should have started to take the swing to finish him off. And then all of a sudden, like, his lightsaber should have stopped midair and the Grand Inquisitor walks out from behind the rocks, you know, along with, like, the other Inquisitor. And, like, you know, he's stopping him from killing him right there.
Yeah.
And then Obi-Wan's just basically forced to run because he's up against
The other
everybody on
Inquisitors.
that Star Destroyer that was, you know, following Darth.
Luke.
Where is he?
He's gone.
Not even half curious why. Why'd you attack us? Why'd you decide to bring him back then? Like, nope, just don't give a fuck. Going to bed now. Cool.
I couldn't do it.
By showing mercy, you have given them peace.
Have I become him?
No. You've chosen not to. Who you become now, it is up to you.
Meanwhile, back on Mustafar.
Every system, we will destroy everything in our path until he is found.
I wonder if your thoughts are clear on this. Perhaps your feelings for your old master have left you weakened.
Kenobi means nothing. I serve only you.
More cousins?
Not exactly.
Lola!
Who am I to separate a young lady from her droid?
All of a sudden, you see the guards like there, like, hey, isn't that a guy who's like wanted by the Imperial? Like, it's like, I think so. Did they know that? I think so. Are they traitors?
Well, if you ever need my help again, you know where to find me.
Let's hope that day never comes.
When I said before that I didn't know your parents, you are wise, discerning, kind-hearted. These are qualities that came from your mother, but you're also passionate and fearless, forthright. And these are gifts from your father. Both were exceptional people who bore an exceptional daughter. I wish I could tell you more.
It's okay. You don't have to.
May the Force be with you.
I thought you were gonna keep your distance.
And I will take good care of him.
Oh well. Dan, you want to meet him?
Hello there.
Of course. Of course. That had to be the one line that he says to Luke. Qui-Gon?
Master Qui-Gon.
Holy crap.
Well, took you long enough. Come on. We've got a ways to go.
I think it's pretty cool they actually got Liam Neeson back to be Qui-Gon.
Yeah, it's overall not a bad ending.
Well,
I think the very end right there, and the lightsaber battle, and the after conversation of the lightsaber battle were the two best parts about this series. But overall, I'd probably give this like a 5 out of 10.
That's where I was aiming.
I should not
at 5
be
or
able,
6.
like, I'm normally the most just, turn my brain off and watch Star Wars type person, and like I couldn't overlook all the things that just were blatantly obviously flawed about the show.
Yeah.
Like it's is it better than the sequel trilogies? Yeah, but that's a low fucking bar.
Oh yeah.
So.
Yeah. If the sequel trilogies, for me the sequel trilogies started out at a 7, then went down to about a 5, and then went down to about a 3. I do not like the sequel trilogy almost in any light now.
A sequel trilogy for me started at like a 7, dipped to like a 2, and then went down to like, basically just stayed at a 2. Like
didn't really improve.
Yeah, didn't really move from there.
Again, my whole thing.
The last one basically did nothing to save the second one.
And you want to know the crazy thing? I would say the one show that definitely took its greatest hit, especially in its last 2 seasons, Game of Thrones. Without a doubt. Because, for me, the show started out at an easy 9 out of 10, and then seasons 2 through 5 were like a 10 out of 10, 6 dipped down to about a 9, and then went back up to a 10, and then 7 went down to about an 8, and then 8 went down to about a 1.
Mm-hmm.
There was almost nothing about how Game of Thrones ended that I liked. Nothing.
Yeah, me either.
And again, thanks Benioff and Weiss. And you want to know what the hilarious thing is? Benioff and Weiss were up to direct a Star Wars related franchise within the Star Wars universe. And because of the utter failure of season 8 of Game of Thrones, they lost that.
Well, see, I know what happened with Game of Thrones. Like, we both have talked about it.
Yes.
Like, so many times on the channel, is that they just fucking got tired of making it, and so they just phoned it in. Like,
not only did they phone it in, they completely fucked everything up.
Yeah.
And look.
And, like, so I would be like, yeah, give them a shot at one Star Wars movie, but, like, don't give them a fucking series or anything, you know?
Yeah. If anything, my whole problem with Game of Thrones has been stated. This right here, I will say, definitely suffers from meddling, I feel like. Mm-hmm. I feel like if... I would love to see what the original scripts were.
Yeah.
I would love to see what the original scripts were before...
I'm very suspicious that a lot of the things in this could be explained away by, that whole, it didn't fit my vision for Star Wars bullshit.
Yeah. That's my whole thing, too.
I have a feeling she's responsible for at least a few, if not most, of the things that I found very weak about this.
Yes.
And it's like, there's things about it I did like. It's just annoying. Because if it had have just been thought through a little bit more in certain scenes, I feel like it could have been really solid.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. Like...
I don't either, man.
If I would ever like to see basically like so you know how George Lucas went back and did like the quote unquote like remasters of like the original trilogy.
Yes.
And some of the stuff that he added in was pretty fucking awful, but some of the stuff was halfway decent. Obviously, Han shot first and stuff,
Yes.
But if I wanted to ever see that done to something to attempt to possibly fix it, it would be this series right here. I feel like this series has a potential, if they were to go back and just reshoot a few scenes, change things ever so slightly in certain places, to go from like a 5 out of 10 to at least an 8 out of 10, if not higher.
Yes.
It's just, there's some stuff that just needs to be consistency-wise and just believable-wise, like, just altered. And it wouldn't even have to alter the entire way the show went, you know?
Yeah, 100%.
It's like fucking having the Grand Inquisitor show up, like, to run Obi-Wan off after him and Darth's duel is one I would definitely say would work really well.
Also,
having Obi-Wan flip some crates over onto Riva, like, as they get on the thing in, like, episode, was that 2 or 3?
I think it was 2.
I think that was 2, yeah. Like, having him flip some crates over on top of her at the end of 2 as they run away would be great, like, for that scene. Having her like throw the crates off and stand up and be like, "I'll get you, Obi-Wan," as he's like way up there, all, you know, disappearing into the atmosphere of the planet. Like, would be,
also,
it would make that scene so much better.
Also, the character, I forget her name, but the one with the holster, having her death be more impactful on Leia, and Leia seeing just like the horrors of war.
Yeah, like if she got shot, like, you know, turned on the fucking
thermal detonator
and rolled it down the hallway as Obi-Wan force pulled her into the closing door, you know.
Yeah.
Like, they could slam the door close button, it goes down, the explosion goes off, takes out a bunch of stormtroopers, and then she bleeds out from her gunshot wound as she hands the holster to Leia. Like, there you go.
Well,
like, that scene's basically fixed.
Yes, and again, the
one
Mr.
scene I
Bean
don't
bot.
know how I would fix is actually right after that, which is the fucking ship that materialized from nowhere.
Oh yeah, that.
Like, I don't know how I would fix that. That was just, it was not great. That there needs to be a second ship sitting there the whole fucking time in other scenes. Like, that ship needs to be CGI'd the fuck into other scenes.
Yes.
And shown to be, they actually exist in other places, because it appears literally from thin air. It was not there anywhere before. Like, I double checked when I edited. Like, that ship is just a fucking ghost ship. Like, and like, even when he pulls it down, like, he pulls it down and the shot shows him pull it down into an empty fucking space with no ship sitting behind that ship where it came down at. Like, that was just bad. Like, that needs some serious corrections to be good.
Also, the correction of Vader basically I would have an explosive on that ship that would distract Vader enough to where the second ship could get away.
Yeah.
That's what another thing, because Vader, like, what would have stopped him from pulling down the second ship? Nothing. Because nothing happened. Nothing happened that distracted him or anything like that.
Yeah,
it's just
literally
like,
just have a little fucking beeping box sitting on that first ship that's like beep, 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 and he's just like, you just see it boof, a shockwave goes off, and he fucking throws his cape up as the other ship.
Well, he does that. Well, he does that, but he also uses the Force. If anything, you could have a cool shot where he uses the Force to hold back the flames, and then all of a sudden we see the other ship come up behind it, and he's in the midst of using the Force, and he looks up and he sees it, and there's nothing he can do about it. That would be, I think,
and like literally, like I know how I would fix that. Actually, is just have there be a fucking door at the back, and rather than have that first decoy ship take off, like, and then come back down, and the other one take off from right behind it, have that second ship take off from like a hangar that's through a little hallway connected to that, as in like there were 2 hangar doors in that base, even though we were only really under the impression there was one before, you know. That would make a lot more sense.
And
yeah, overall I just think it was just, there was just some missing quality control in terms of either writing, editing, cinematography, somewhere, maybe multiple places. Shit was not thought through completely.
No. As you can see here, the critical, like, I'm looking at the critical reviews.
Like, literally, like, episode 1, like, thinking back, I think the first episode is probably the most solid episode. Like, I didn't find that much stuff that I really, really had a problem with in it. 2 is where I really started to notice the cracks.
Yeah. Again, there's so many things I could say, and I don't know what else to say, because this is all going to be written off, and there's going to be people in the comment section down below who basically are just saying, you all just don't get it, you all just don't get it. And
No, we have legitimate complaints. We have aired them to you, and if you want to go in and 100% like break down and say why we're wrong, that's one thing. If you enjoyed the show despite the cracks, fine, I don't care. Like, enjoy the fucking show. But you should at least be able to admit that there were things they could have done better with it.
Yes.
Like, I don't care if you enjoy it. I kind of enjoyed it. I had an okay time watching it. But there were so many things they could have done better with it. And you should at least be able to admit, objectively, not even subjectively, that is the truth. It's like, there are things that are definitely not subjective about what they fucked up with the show. So,
I mean, again,
when I can straight up point at it and be like, this ship materializes from literally fucking nowhere, that's not subjective. That's a fact.
Yeah.
That ship
literally came from nowhere.
Yeah. Like,
that's
not a matter of me being like, I just didn't like the show. That's no, that is a fuck up.
That ship
and there's a lot of them in this show.
that ship just poof into existence.
Mm-hmm.
That's basically what I saw. Just poof, and there it is, right there. Anyway, I think that's gonna do it for this. This was Obi-Wan Kenobi, episode 6. Maybe the last episode. Kind of hoping that it is the last episode, because if this is the quality that we're going to get from this, I don't want to see any more.
Yeah.
I don't want Obi-Wan's character at risk any more than it already is. Anyway.
Definitely didn't ruin his character or anything.
No, it didn't. But
I agree. Like, I think they should leave it alone if they're not going to try any harder than that.
Yeah,
like at this point, before they do something.
If
horrible.
This is the best that you can muster, Kathleen Kennedy, I am sharply disappointed. That's all I'm going to say. Anyway, thanks for tuning in, everybody. Until next time, I'm Nate.
I am Nick.
See you later, everyone. Peace.
May the force be with you.